Hey guys, so how are you? My name is Smit and I'm a registered migration agent. I'm based in Macquarie Park at Aussizz Group. So how are we? This live session we have started after a very long time and we found that it was in much needed time. Lot of things has happened in past few months with the immigration history that they are changing a lot of rules, bringing new policies. They are also changing employer sponsorship visas and a lot of stuff. So I'm here to talk about the most demanded subclasses 189, 190, and 491. That's the skilled migration visas for you. Now, I'll be sharing your my screen shortly, but this live session is all for you guys. So if you have any query related to skilled migration visa or any other query as well, feel free to ask, feel free to put down your questions. Once I'm done with my PPT, I'll try to answer all your questions. If I'm unable to do so, I really apologize for that. But if your questions is being unanswered, make sure you can DM us or send an email, and then I'll be able to answer all your queries out. Please make sure you follow us on Instagram. That's where we always create, recent update videos and regarding any changes in the policies on the immigration. We try to be as much creative as we can to make sure that we are entertaining and also we are providing information. So this is all for you guys. So thank you for supporting us so far, and let's start this presentation. Perfect. Um, I hope so you guys will be able to see the PPT. So this is the Aussizz talk show. Then why it's it's not a proper live session, just normal. It's an Aussizz talk show because we will be talking and we'll be talking with you guys. And why is that this is the high time that we should start talking to you and we understand your concern. And that's the reason this entire talk show we have brought this back. And this will be an amazing platform to utilize to understand your concern. To start with, you may like everyone may be aware about what's the Aussizz Group stand for. I will not bore you guys with what we are stand for, but yes, we have been in industry from last 15 years. We have 40 plus branches in all over Australia and of course out of Australia and all over the world. And we have a team of expert MARA agents that can assist you properly. Who am I? I'm Smith. You can see my photo. I'm a smart, handsome, and very, very knowledgeable person. So of course you can contact me anytime with if you have any query. I'm very I'm easy approachable. Of course, I'd like to believe that. And if you have any query, then you can just feel free to reach out to me via email or phone. I'm pretty active over the phone, but if I don't answer you back, make sure you just email me back and then I'll answer you back directly. I'm based in Macquarie Park. I have done my law, diploma of migration law from Australian Catholic University. I've handled a lot of visas in different types of visas, skilled migration, families, students, now of course employer sponsor visa, and also fought 80 cases. So if you have someone who are in need of the service, you can ask, you can provide my reference to them, to be honest. Now, why you should choose, again, it's all about why you should choose Aussizz Group is because we have a proven track record of helping thousands of people to get their migration and education dreams successful, a deep understanding of Australian regional visa program that we have acquired so far. We also, travel to regional areas. This is the first time that we have been doing it, and we have been doing it pretty consistently, and we have been supporting the regional migrants as well to get the permanent residency. We, in regards to the, reaching out to clients, we have been in one of the topmost in this entire industry. We make sure that we reach out to our clients as soon as possible. Now, coming on to the main topic, what is skilled visa? Skilled migration visa is comes under 189, 190, and three categories. So 189, 190, and 491. 491 is specially divided into two. I'll be very quick. I know most of you would know that 189 is a skilled independent visa. This invitation comes from the federal government itself. There is no sponsorship required. If you are at 65 points, it is your own 65 points. You do not get any additional points. You do not get any additional sponsorship. But in this, to be eligible for this 189, your occupation needs to be in medium and long-term skill list. If your occupation is short-term or regional occupation list, you are not eligible for 189. Coming on to the another one is 190, skilled nominated visa. This requires state nomination. Now, if every state has their own requirement and you need to meet that every state requirement, if you meet those requirements, you meet 190 requirement. Now, many people ask me that, hey Smith, I'm staying in Western Australia, am I eligible for NSW? Now, that answers only if that state wants you to live in their own state and interstate. If state doesn't want you to live to interstate, then you are not eligible for 190 of that particular state. So you have to make sure that you check the requirement of that particular state if they are okay for you being living in interstate. For example, Western Australia allows, as of now, only Western Australia allows, no other state allows you to live in another state. So technically, no. But every state has a different requirement, so make sure you meet that. 491 has two categories. First is direct sponsorship from the Australian government that you get 15 points. And there is another sponsorship available from approved family members. Not to be very honest, family sponsor stream is all about luck. Yes, if you have someone who is your family member, for example, first cousin, uncle, aunt, brother, sister, who is residing in regional area after being a permanent resident or citizen, they can actually sponsor you for 491. For this, candidate does not have to live in regional. Their family member needs to live in regional area and they can sponsor. I'm not seeing a lot of, to be honest, a lot of invitations in this stream. We used to get it a lot, but now they have literally stopped it. But again, if you have someone who can actually sponsor you, make sure you apply at least, because you never know the luck, whenever luck might work. For skilled work regional visa, where Australian government sponsors, again, the requirement is like only 190, that you need to meet the state requirement. Each state has their own requirement. Now, depending on the state, which regional bodies or which regional areas they want to grow, they will put down the requirements according to that. For example, NSW have different 3 streams for regional development, which is good. This 491 is I also call as provisional PR or conditional PR. With 491, you have 3 years, you have 5 years of visa. Out of this 3 years, you have to work and live in regional area. And after working for 3 years and providing notice of assessment and other documents, you are eligible for 191, which is final permanent residency. That means there is a condition attached that you need to live and work in regional area. Let's start with the state requirements. I will not go through in detail because we need to answer all your queries. I know you might not be interested in other state requirements. I'll be very quick. I can, promise you. Let's start with NSW first because it's our state. With NSW, there are two, one in 190 and 491. In both, there is onshore and offshore. For 190, it's pretty simple that your occupation needs to be in NSW skill list. They have removed a lot of occupations. I know guys who are in management and marketing, don't worry. I'll provide you the answers, but I know they have removed a lot of occupations. They've only kept limited. Now there are 2 ways to look at it. Either I'll look at it into negative way or I'll look into in a positive way. The positive approach is they've removed a lot of occupations, but whatever occupations are there, they are in high demand. So if you hold that occupation, make sure that you are at good points, that you are eligible to get an invitation as soon as possible. If not, you might get into trouble. But for those who they have removed the occupation, for you guys, we need to create a plan B. And for plan B, you do not need, generic plan B, but you need a specific plan B. And for that, you can definitely contact us and I can definitely assist you with that. So the requirement for onshore is 6 month minimum you need to live in NSW, and then you can apply if your occupation is in skilled occupation list. Same for offshore, you need to live outside of Australia for 6 months. You cannot reside in any other state. The priority occupations are nursing, teaching, Of course, constructions, always agriculture is good. So if you someone have agriculture occupation, NSW is very good state to have. Now, pathway one, and for 491 especially, they have three streams. They have recently introduced a third stream, which is great. The pathway one is direct application to regional, NSW, that if you have completed 6 months in regional area and you have worked with the same employer and you have earned minimum T Smith salary, that is 73,150 for with one single employer, then you are eligible for pathway one. Now there is no residency requirement. You can live in Sydney and work in regional area and still be eligible for subclass 491, which is good thing. The best part about this is the salary requirement of 73,150 is at the time of decision requirement, or sorry, at the time of application requirement, not for entire 6 months. So if, for example, if you are earning 60,000 for 5 months, and in last month, if your salary increases to 74,000, you meet the requirement. So make sure if you're meeting this, then let us know as soon as possible so we can apply, because the seats are going fast. Second pathway is very simple, that you apply for EOI and just leave it on your luck. If you get invited, you get invited. If not, then not. I'm expecting very less invitation in pathway 2 because they will be inviting a lot more applicants in pathway 1 and pathway 3. Pathway 3 is direct application. Again, if you have completed your qualification in regional NSW with regional based institute in last 2 years, and the study has to be relevant to your nominated occupation. So for example, I have a nursing occupation, and if my studies are IT, it's not related, so I cannot apply. So I hope this is clear, and then you should be aware that which occupation you fall under and what qualification you have it. Now, offshore pathway is simple for pathway 2 and pathway 3. Pathway 1 doesn't apply. But of course, you need to live outside of Australia for 3 months, and you are eligible for that. Let's start with Victoria. Victoria is pretty good state. The requirements are pretty good. I appreciate Victoria for putting down that requirement. Why? Because they appreciate skill level work. They are not fussy about your nominated occupation. People here, every state are fussy about their nominated occupation. Of course, I understand you guys that if you have studied IT, but IT is not your field, but you are good with something else, you can still grow in your own field where you are better at. And that's what Victoria is all about. Victoria nominates really well. So make sure if your occupation is in Victoria, it's worth trying out there. For 190, they have pretty much, you need to live in Victoria, you need to lodge ROI. You should not, like, it's not should, but you may work in skill level 1, 2, or 3. If you work, then the advantage is more, you get priority. I've not seen someone who has received invitation who was not working. Maybe 1 or 2, but not much. But mostly everyone who received their invitation, they were working under skill level 1 to 3. Here, they also look at the salary part. If you have good salary, that the chances of getting invitation gets higher. For 491, it's pretty simple. You must be living and working in regional Victoria. Your employer must be based in regional Victoria. You must be based in regional Victoria. You need to lodge your ROI. Your employment has to be within skill level 1 to 3. You cannot go there. Onshore, again, for graduates, it's definitely, there is an exemption for Victorian graduates who have studied from Victoria. They can apply for 491 directly, and they do not need employment. If once they complete, and then they can apply for it. For offshore Victorian graduates, they must be living offshore, and application directly we can submit EOI and ROI. The priority occupations are health, education, early childhood teacher, social service. Victoria is prioritizing this definitely. Queensland have a lot of streams. I'll be very quick with that. Skilled worker. This is for those who are working in Queensland. SOL, your occupation must be in skill occupation list. They do not have a separate thing. Then you need to be living and working for at least 6 months for minimum 30 hours per week. For 491, again for 3 months. You need to demonstrate that your employment will be there further 12 months. And here for 491, you need to prove for 6 months. In English, you need to prove that you have a proficient or higher. So if you go that, okay, I have competent English, it's 6, you are not eligible. You need to get proficient or higher. For graduate pathway, they need your entire course to be completed in Queensland. For both 491 190, you need to be living and working in skill level 1 occupation in Queensland for at least 6 months in graduate stream. And same goes for 491, but it will be like, again, it's 6 months. You need to demonstrate 12 months for 190 and 6 months for 491 that your job will be there in future. Then you need to lodge an R1. So priority field, they are prioritizing agriculture and environmental related technologies, education, healthcare, information, natural and physical science. These are the vast category there where they are putting down the priority for those who have completed their studies. The best pathway, now you must have seen a lot of our videos that get PR at 65 points, get PR at 65 points. This is the 65 points PR pathway. Small business owner. Now, if you have a lot of money, if you have good money to invest, small business owner is the way to go. Now, if you are starting, if you are, doing a startup of the business or purchase, then the startup or operating your own business, then it has to be the turnover of 200,000, investment of 200,000 in 12 months. And also you need to run for 2 years and then you can lodge your application. But for 190, you can easily purchase the already registered business, already ongoing business in $100,000, and then you can run it, and then you can apply for 190 or 491. For these, they are not fussy about points at all. They are only fussy about getting a business and getting a proper business. The settlement time will be 18 months before EOI. So your settlement time you have to look after, and you have to have a full-time, like 100% of ownership of the business. You cannot just be 50% or 70% of ownership of that business. And you need to work at least 30 hours per week for at least 6 months. Then you can apply for SBO. This is very good opportunity. If you are ready to invest something, this is very good opportunity. Coming on to capital of Australia, ACT, and they have pretty much easy requirements. The easy requirements, you need to following critical list. There are critical list of ACT. Your occupation needs to be in that. If you are a holder of 482 visa, then you get different points. If you are working in your nominated occupation for 6 months, then you get different points. So entire Australia is working in different way, but Canberra is working in different way. They have different metrics, they have different point system. They do not have NATI at all. They need, they cannot accept applications. If you have competent English, then they cannot accept applications for 190. So they have totally different system. Now for 190, you need to live and work in Canberra for 6 months full time in your nominated occupation. If you work, then it's good. If not, then you don't get points. But the challenge is for few occupations, they have good high points. So they have points of living in Canberra, they have points of studying in Canberra, they have points of working in Canberra. They do not consider EOI as a points system, to be honest. For 491, if you just divide everything in half, then it's 491. 3 months of studies, part-time is acceptable. 3 months of work, part-time is acceptable. You can work part-time as well. You need to leave, you need to have a proper proof that you have been resided in Canberra for last 3 months, and your occupation must if your occupation is on the ACT skill list, then it's very good that you will get 20 points straight away. For employment pathway, again, like I said, 15 hours per week, it's fine. It's acceptable for that. And for 190, they have pretty much PhD stream. Now, a lot of people will be doing PhD, Masters of Research, Masters of doctorate degree. With doctorate degree, if you decide to do doctorate degree, then try to do it in Canberra. They pretty much prioritize PhD streamlined applications. They literally prioritize this occupation and then they just get it done. So it's very good. You can apply with this. The Canberra resident who are eligible, if they can apply for ACT doctorate stream. If you have lived in Canberra for at least 12 months at the time of invitation and completed research doctoral degree at an ACT university. So you need to complete your PhD from Canberra University or ACT University. People who are residing in different state, and if you have done your doctorate degree from ACT University, within last 2 years, they can also apply. Again, there is another pathway for small business owner that has been offered by Australian Capital Territory, that is ACT. The Canberra small business owner is about I think for SBO Queensland and SBO ACT, I rate SBO ACT much higher because they have bit lenient requirements. You need to own your business 51%. Ownership should be there in 190 and 491, very easy. Then you need to work for at least 6 months. You need to operate your business for at least 6 months once you open it up, and you need to be getting $26,000 in that 6 months as a salary of a director. And for 491, that's for 190, and for 491, you need to be getting 13,000 for 3 months. The residency requirement again the same for 190 6 months, for 491 is 3 months. You need to run for 491, you need to run the business for 3 months only. Now, these are the pathways that you can target if you are not able to, get more points and you can only, you are only stuck at 65 points. These are small business owner. Now here, startup doesn't apply. You need to buy, ongoing business. That business, you have to make sure that business have not been used for any of prior invitation purpose for any other person. Then you need to operate a business from commercial premises, providing goods or services to public, and then you must in 190 or 491. The income requirement, your business turnover in 6 months should be 100,000, and for 491 it has to be 50,000 minimum within 3 months. You cannot have the businesses which are not eligible. If you say that, okay, I have a ride share, taxi driving, delivery, courier service, those kind of businesses are not acceptable. For example, open cafe, open restaurant, open any another shop, grocery shop, something you can. To be eligible for 190 or 491 SBO, you need to employ at least one Australian citizen or permanent resident, and you need to give them at least 13 hours per week. If you don't give it to them, make sure that they are Australian Capital Territory residents, ACT resident. And for your dependents, if you are married, then your partner should be resided outside of Australia or in ACT, not in any other state. Make sure of this. SA has pretty much mainly that you need to be residing in SA from last 12 months. And if you have been working, you should be working from last 12 months, 6 months, depending on the occupation, to be honest. And then if you have a graduate requirement, you need to complete 75% of the course from South Australia, and you need to have at least 1 year of residency in South Australia. And for 491, there is no, the requirements. For offshore South Australia, it's one of the best thing. They are inviting offshore candidates. So now, for example, if you have a friend who is offshore and who have very good points, then they can apply directly, but they are only prioritizing those who have good experience and good points. If you do not have good experience and good points, they are not prioritizing it. So make sure you have, a friend who, like, if you have a friend, to be honest, who has good experience in any of the construction field or IT or anything, make sure you refer it to us, and then we can apply for South Australia. They have pretty good chances. Tasmania again have a same different stream of the the ways streams to apply for permanent residency. In all stream, they require you to either be in Tasmania or outside of Australia. So the requirements are pretty simple with all Tasmanian stream. They have skill employment pathway, graduate pathway, established employment pathway, and overseas pathway with job offer pathway. Employment pathway, you need to work in your own field for 6 months. They have pretty 3 priority passes: gold, orange plus, and green. So if you fall under one of the category, and if you come under topmost priority, Tasmania is one of the best state to apply. So if you think that, okay, you can get a job in Tasmania, you can complete your qualification in Tasmania, or you can live Tasmania for longer duration, this is the pathway that you can target to. To be honest, if you ask me, then Tasmania is one of the best state that you can go in because they have pretty like they are committed. So when they are committed, you know that when you meet the requirement, you will be getting your invitation. Earlier, South Australia used to be the one, but now they are not inviting a lot of candidates as of now. I don't know why, but they are not inviting. Western Australia, pretty much very famous state for those who are living interested. They have pretty much Schedule 1 and Schedule 2. You meet the department requirements, of course, with the Schedule 1, Schedule 2, and graduate stream. They have pretty much English requirement, nominated occupation, at least 1 year of Australian or overseas requirement is under Schedule 1. Schedule 1 stream, they do not need 1 year of experience in Schedule 2 and graduate stream. You need to have a full-time employment contract for 6 months in Schedule 1 and in certain Schedule 2 for certain occupation. You need for graduate stream, you need to complete your qualification from Western Australia, and for building and construction sector, they do not have a contract requirement. So you do not need to have a contract if your occupation fall under building and construction sector. That's pretty much very good. Northern Territory, to be honest, this state is something that opens at any time and gets closed anytime. This is a state where I've been most afraid of, and it's not something that I would recommend to. Depend if you are completing your qualification from Northern Territory, you must go into the state. But if you are not, then do not think like it's you have to plan yourself because they require your 2 years of work experience. You need to work for 2 years. You do not have enough visa, and how will you be able to match those requirements? So Northern Territory is something that if you have a specific need and specific requirement, we can guide you, but it's not the most demanded state. One of the definitely not. It's one of the last state that they would be demanding. Like I said, study requirement 2 years, the graduate pathway. After studying, like I said, if you're going for studies, then it's a very good pathway. Then you need to just leave in NT for 6 months on 485 and just show that you try to gather the job, which we can all show, and then you can get 190 or 491. But resident pathway, you need to have employment of 2 years, and for 491 you need to have 6 months, and you need to for 190 you need to leave for 2 years. For 491 you need to leave for 1 year. So even if you start today and your visa is expiring tomorrow, like next year, you cannot meet the requirement, and they get closed pretty early. So that's why. Offshore candidates good, but they are not opening it. But they need at least 2 years of experience, post qualification experience in last 5 years. They need long-term commitment. There is financial requirement. There are certain numbers that you have to meet if you are single, married, or have a child. The streams available for offshores are NT family stream, Northern Territory family offer streams, priority occupation stream. So if you fall under this category, right now they have already mentioned that priority occupation stream is currently suspended because of high number of volume. Like I said, they have never even opened this, so I don't know why they are closing it. But this is all right. So that was all state, by the way. And now we'll jump on. I hope you guys are ready with your questions. If you are, then we can jump on to the questions, and then so just note down this number, and you can contact me anytime on this number or email me, and this is my office address. If you have any query, you are free to reach me out, and I will be able to guide you personally with your personalized pathway. So yes, so this is the number if you want to note it down, and then I'll stop sharing my screen. Perfect. Let's start now. So we'll start from the beginning. We have a lot of questions. Naveen is asking, can you please tell me any upcoming invitations for accountant, management accountant in Western Australia? Now every month they are inviting a lot of candidates, and accountants, they are at pretty high points. So you can expect the invitation for accountants and management accountant by within next few months, but it's very risky. So if you are, until unless you are not living in Western Australia, don't expect your invitation. If you are living in Western Australia, yeah, very good chances. So Arafat is asking, can 485 visa holders apply for student visa from Australia? That's yes, guys. If you are holding 485 visa, we can apply for your student visa. That's 100% sure. 100% you can apply, and no doubt about it. Then Fahad is asking, chances for offshore production or plant engineer with superior English, naughty, single below a 30. Can I expect an invite from NSW Victoria till December? Fahad, for plant and production, you can also opt to get another occupations done. You have better chances with another occupations along with this occupation. So if you are good points at 90-95, you have a chance to get an invitation. So from NSW and Victoria both, even with 1 and 9 to be honest, but opt for another skill assessment. You are eligible. So if you are eligible, don't just wait for one occupation. You can apply with multiple assessment. Arafat is saying that, is there any chances for Western Australia resident under Schedule 2 for 491 with 100 points? Positive skills assessment, accounting, tax. With 100 points, 491, you have good chances. Definitely, you have good chances. Are we going to see any 189 round this year? I'm expecting 189 round in December. December have been the most favorite for 189's federal government, and they have been inviting a lot of candidates. Last year, they did not invite a lot of candidates. But 2022, if you guys remember, it was crazy. It was literally crazy. So we can expect this invitation. I have a very good feeling that people will be getting invitations, a lot of invitations. But make sure that you are ready. Just don't wait for invitation and see that, okay, after invite, I'll check. No, make sure you're ready. So Fahad is saying, can you please share the backlog and invite data for this and tell 189 chances? Fahad, this is something that I would require to go into some different, for the screen and then search it off. But of course, contact me and I'll surely assist you with the backlog data. Don't worry. Vevadin is asking, I'm currently on 500 visa. Guys, make sure you listen to these questions because this may be your question in future. So currently on 500 visa, age is high, and completing Bachelor's of Social Work in CDU NT. I've got 2 years left on my education. I can't apply for 485. What I can do? So Dennis, if you are on a student visa and if you are at 41 years of age, then what I would say that you should apply for Masters of Research and complete your Masters of Research in next 2 years. Then apply for 485. You will get 485, and on 485, meet the requirement till age of 45 and apply for your permanent residence. You still have chance. Sorry, don't think that you do not have chance. You still have chance, and if you opt in the right way with proper timings, you can secure your permanent residency. Manpit Law is asking that when is one NSW 190 round is happening. I'm expecting it to happen pretty soon because it happened last month when they announced the requirement. I'm pretty much expecting in maybe next 2 to 3 weeks you can expect, but not sure, man. To be honest, they do not announce it. No one knows. And they just announce it just pretty crazily. Anytime Friday evening at 5 o'clock, they will announce it. But will Victoria consider single offshore candidate because they are giving invite only those who have skilled partner? No, of course they will consider. It's not that they will not consider. If you are single and if you have good points, of course they will consider. Mohammed is saying agricultural consultant with 95 for 491 and 85 for 190 offshore. Which state can invite, and any one invited for agriculture consultant? NSW can invite, but I need to double check that whether agriculture is on the list or not. But if you can increase your points, then you have South Australia, you have Victoria. We can check for Western Australia, but not sure. I cannot just say that. But if Western Australia has your occupation, you have pretty much good chances. But South Australia has good option, and Victoria has good option. NSW, once we check, I can let you know. Hey, I'm waiting as a civil engineer technician onshore Western Australia resident with 90 points. For 491, my chances, sir, I'll be adding 5 more points for work in 1 month. With 491 at 90 points, you have good chances, brother. So just wait. Just wait. You can get invitation shortly, but just just explore your option as well. Just not just 491. You can also explore 190. So see if you can apply for 190, you have pretty good chances. And if you're working in the field, it's pretty much cherry on cake. Sreshta is I have 95 points for 491 as a pharmacy technician residing in regional NSW, residing in NSW. Any chances that I'm happy to move anywhere for better? Shrestha, pharmacy technician is available in NSW. If you are at 95 points, that means you are at 85 points for 190. See where you can increase your points. If you are working in regional area, you can direct, and if you are earning good money, then you can directly apply for pathway 1491. And if you have good points for 190, you can also opt for what do you call it? 190 option directly. They will be inviting shortly. Divya is asking, when are they going to give grants for 190? It has been almost 18 months now from the date of lodgement. Divya, all the best. You will be getting your grant soon, but they are taking a bit of time. I know it's a bit of stress, but imagine that we were struggling to get only invitation. Now you have invite, so just have little patience and then you will be getting it. But it should be pretty much soon, within a month or two, for sure. When are they going to give the grant? It's done. Herman is asking, what are the chances of IT software developer in Western Australia with 85 points for 190 and 95 points for 191? Herman, so ITs are being invited at higher points. So if you have a space to improve your points, I would definitely suggest you to improve, because 85 points is not great points. And if you are just holding one occupation, which is software engineer, then it's not a good idea. You need to hold multiple occupation. If you don't hold multiple occupation, you will be just relying on one occupation. But there are ways, you need to check how many EOIs have been lodged in that particular occupation. And if you want to know, just let me know and I'll help you out with that. We have Mayuri Shah asking that chances for painter at 65 points, work experience from South Australia. Mayuri, 65 points for what? 189, 190, 491, not getting it. Can you please write it down? We have not yet heard about childcare center manager for Western Australia. What is the cutoff point for 189 with the same occupation? Now, guys, for childcare center manager, let's look at it. So for childcare center manager, I don't know whether, just bear with me for a moment, guys. I'm just looking for childcare. You can expect pretty soon, but I don't see they have invited childcare center manager recently, but they in September 2024 for 189 they're pretty much invited, and they invited at 80 points. So for the cutoff for 189 was 80. So that's answer your questions. And for which for Western Australia, I don't think so they have invited. We can have a look again, but they have not. For 189, they have invited, and it was 80 points. So if you have, how many points are you at? Yep, they have not invited. Meet is asking, what about chemist and civil engineering draft person? civil engineering chemist draft person 18980 just lodged EOI for Western Australia 190 and 491. Not working in field job, not living in Western Australia, living in Queensland, graduated from Queensland. Mate, this is very specific question. We'll need to look at it where there is a possibility of improving yourself as as a points where you can increase your points. You have pretty much very good chance, but it's only if you utilize your entire process, like entire case properly. So if you don't increase your points in the right way, you may wait for another 1 or 2 years, which we don't want. We want you to get your invite within this year, and this year will be very good for civil engineering draft person. So let me know if you need more assistance and have a detailed consultation about your case, and we can literally discuss and guide you properly. You still have 2 years of visa, but the 2 years is not enough. Jagandeep is asking, he has completed a cookery course from Adelaide and also did his GRP from Adelaide, and my own points is 85. What are my chances in South Australia? If you are working in Adelaide from last 1 year, you have very good chances. And once you have that, then it's technically, how do I put it? Good chances, but SA has been pretty tough with giving invitation out. But I believe that they will be inviting shortly. So Adelaide has never been the issue with the points. Adelaide is always about you're meeting the work experience requirement or not. If you meet the requirement, you have good chances. But if you are doing cookery and if you want to get an invitation, then try for outer regional work for 9 months, and you have pretty good chances. What are my requirements? So completed. What are the requirements for small companies to be eligible for sponsoring employees? They need to be profitable. Then Saddam is asking, and Saddam, so they need to be profitable. If they are not profitable, they need to have a proper business plan. Their information in front of department should not be wrong or misleading, or there has not been any wrong information that has reached that okay, this company is doing dodgy stuff. If they meet this requirement, then sponsoring eligibility gets met easily. So Saddam, if you have an employer who can sponsor you, make sure you check that whether the company is running lawfully, company doing the business operations lawfully, all their employees are pretty on their payroll, and if everything is done, then they can sponsor you. Then we have a Shrestha asking, can my partner stay in NSW? I move to Western Australia. Now, Shrestha, if you want to know this answer, I would show you one requirement. So let me know if you need a call, and I'll answer your query. But technically, they have not mentioned anything. They have not mentioned that your partner should be in NSW or Western Australia. So technically, yes, but there is a requirement that you need to make sure, and I'll be able to share my screen and everything once we have consultation. I can help you out with that. So let me know if you need that help. Sushant is asking, ICT security specialist, SA graduate with 90 points for 190, working since 1.5 years. What do you think that the chances are of getting pre-invite? So the chances of getting pre-invite for South Australia, if you're working from 1.5 years in South Australia, amazing. Just keep working. But I'm not sure how many years of visa is left. So if you do not have much visa, make sure you choose another occupation, maybe, and see if you can get invitation in that particular occupation. Prashant is saying that is there a chance of early childhood teacher, preschool teacher, 75 points, 190, 85 points for 491 in NSW? 75 points, it's hard, Prashant. You need to increase your points. So 491, 85. Pathway 2, they are not going to invite for sure. They are just focusing on pathway 1 and pathway 3. So see if you can reach up to that expectation. If yes, then that's pretty much good. But 75 is not good points. Prashant, that means you are at 70 points for 189. That means the last invitation round happened and they had 85 points. So make sure you increase your points. Mayurisha is asking, is it possible to get 189 at 65 points for painter? That's possible. But is it possible for you to rely at 65 points for painter? No. If you have a space to increase your points, why don't you just increase? Because this is at 85 points. I will say yes now, but what if they do not invite? It doesn't happen like that. So make sure, Mayuri, that if you have a space to increase your points, make sure you increase it. It will be you for your betterment, not like it just gives you a better chances to get invitation. Get a surety, get it done, and then you forget about it. Once you get permanent resident, you enjoy your life. Kevin is saying living in Western Australia, not graduated, computer networks system engineer. They are at 80. Sorry. Working in the nominated field, software engineer, 190, 75 points. Which nominated field are you working, Kevin? Are you working in CNSE or software engineer? I believe so. You are working in CNSE based on your points. At 80 points, it's hard. It's hard, very hard, to be honest. They are inviting at 9500 points. How can you expect invitation at 80 points? If you are at 80 points, then there is one state, Victoria, but you need to work in their own field. If you're not working in your own field, then it's technically not possible. Sushant is saying that your video is paused and I couldn't hear your ICT security essay with 85 plus 5 working. Sushant, so you have very good chance. What I'm trying to say is keep working. And as South Australia will invite, but if you have visa left, then rely on South Australia. But if you do not have a proper visa left or long-term visa left, then do search for another options. I'm not saying it's bad, it's amazing points. You have good case, but just don't rely on one thing. It's just that try to create option B's and option C's and everything like that. We have another question that I'm trying to understand the new requirements for 491 visa. Can I please know when we should move to regional? Is it after we receive the visa? And what's the time frame to get an invitation with 80 points for registered nurse, location Victoria? Now, Jacinta, so for to get Victoria 491, you need to move because there are two requirements. First, you meet to be eligible to apply for 491, and second is you meet once you get your 491. Right now, you'll be meeting to get eligible for 491 is that if you are at 80 points for 491, you need to leave and work in regional area of Victoria with an regional employer, and if you have good salary, that's amazing. Now, if you live and work in regional Victoria, you have pretty much good chances for as an RN to get invitation for 491. If you are working in skill level 1 to 3 in regional Victoria. But Jacinta, I would also encourage you to increase your points to see if you can get job in Victoria metro city, and if you increase your points, if you have good salary, and if you have visa left, then try for 190. You have pretty much very good option for your 190. So Shritij is saying that, do you think that it's wise to move to Western Australia with 95 points? I've seen people getting invited in Western Australia, no one in NSW, only 1 year of 45 visa left. Shritij, I can answer this question, but now I can say yes, I can say no. But why I don't want to say that? Because I don't know the background of your entire case. I don't know whether I should be able to say that, because if you have 1% of chance in NSW, why would I let you move to Western Australia? Simple. So if it's possible, I would request if you can book your appointment and then we can discuss in person. That would be amazing. The reason is only being that if I just don't look at your entire case, it will be like really like hard for me to assess your entire case and answer your queries properly. So that's why I would definitely encourage you to book an appointment. But pharmacy technician at 95, NSW may get an invitation, to be honest. So we'll have to look at all the prospects, whether it's reliable, whether it's feasible to move to Western Australia or not. So guys, here, ladies and gentlemen, this is Smit, your registered migration agent and your friend. You know, coming to the end, we have completed majorly all the questions. I hope there is no questions left. If so, then you can just send an email. I'll share my screen again to just let you know the email ID. Just give me 1 second. So this is the email ID that you can share and send your call on this number, email, or just visit our office, beautiful office, and we can help you out. This is my number, just note it down, and then you can reach me out directly. With this entire talk show comes to an end, and then thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. Keep following us on Instagram. Keep loving our videos. Keep sharing our videos. It's so amazing to see that. Okay, you guys love our video. We have one last question. That is there a way to get my PR as a motor mechanic without good skill assessment? Without skills assessment? Without skill assessment, you cannot apply for PR for 189, 190, and 491. You need to have skills assessment. We have received a Jacinta's reply. Thanks for the clear explanation. I'm over 35 years old and I'm new grad, completed PT and NATI. The point is still low. Yes, Jacinta. So what I would with over 35 years old, if you're completed your PT and NATI and point is still low, then just get your PR sorted with 491. If you're working in Geelong and if you're getting your what do you call it? If you are living and working in Geelong, your city is not far. So I would say 491 is the best option if you're working in Lindnal area. So go for 491. All the best, Jacinta. I wish you the best, and I wish you everyone the best. Whosoever are struggling to get their way out to get permanent residency, we are there for you. So don't hesitate to reach us out. We are just one phone call away. And if you just email us, or if you have a number of any of the agent and you just call them up, we will be able to. If we are busy, then we'll get back to you, but we will surely get back to you. So this is the Aussizz group, guys. Then this is Smith, representing Aussizz group. So thank you so much for coming to our live session, and see you next time.